You are probably wondering how well your ads are performing compared to your competitors and how you can beat your competitors. And Google actually gives some pretty valuable data that will help you determine that to some extent. It's not perfect, but it can give you some really good sense of how you're competing with your competitors. The report that you'll want to look at is called the Auction Insights Report, and you can pull it for your entire account or just for specific campaigns. In this scenario, let's pull it for the entire account. So you go here to, I'm on the Campaigns tab, go to Details, click on that, and under Auction Insights, if I wanted to do it for just one campaign, I could click that check mark, or multiple campaigns, click multiple check marks, and then hit Auction Insights Selected, or I can just hit All and see the report for all the campaigns. So here we go. Obviously, there's no data here because we haven't run these ads yet, but there would be data if we had run the ads under each of these options here, and you can base it upon whatever date range you want to look at. So, for example, last 14 days. So here's what it would show you. Under the display URL domain, it'll show you the actual domains of your top competitors, and it'll say you. It'll show you next to all of them. And then under impression share, this column tells you what percentage of the impressions that you are eligible to receive are you actually receiving. So obviously the higher that number is, the better. You want to try and get 100% impression share, or as close to that as possible. Average position will tell you what your average position is, which you already know from other areas in your report, but it'll also tell you what your competitor's average position is on the same keywords. So that is incredibly helpful. You can see, is this particular competitor averaging a 1.2 average position, whereas we're getting a 3 average position? Well, that means that they're consistently above us on the search results pages, and that's very valuable data. The overlap rate column, this tells you how often your competitor's ad received an impression when your ad also received an impression. So in other words, the higher the percentage is here, the more often that your ad is showing at the same time as your competitor's ad. And then the position above rate, that column tells you how often your competitor's ad was shown in a higher position than yours was when both of your ads were showing at the same time. So obviously the higher that number is, the more of a problem that is, because you don't want your competitors outranking you or having a higher position. You want to have the higher position as much as possible. Then top of page rate, that column is similar, but it tells you how often your ad or your competitor's ad was shown at the top of the page above the organic search results in those 1 to 3 or sometimes 4 ads that show above the organic search results. And so that's a very helpful piece of information to know as well. And then lastly, you have outranking share. And this tells you how often your ad had a higher ad rank than another competitor's ad in the same auction. So obviously you want a higher you want this outranking share to be as high as possible. The higher it is, the more often your ad rank is higher than your competitors and you're beating them. So all this information is typically based upon a percentage of your overall impressions, not necessarily 100% of your impressions, but it'll tell you right here under this phrase, under this paragraph here, it'll tell you what percentage of its impressions in your account it's pulling this data from. So in other words, it's not going to be 100% accurate because it's not looking at all of your impressions, but it's going to give you a good sense, good range of how you're doing. And another thing to keep in mind is that if you want to get more accurate data, look at one campaign at a time, not the entire account, because you could have a couple broad or unrelated keywords that could significantly skew your data because they would be eligible for many different types of impressions and they'd have different types of competitors than your core keywords. So once again, the name of this report is Auction Insights, and you get to it from the Details tab right here.